I'm here with Mark Nelson of Rio Grande, and we're talking about taking things to the next level. And one of those things would be creating every component of a piece. For instance, creating the necklace, creating all of the other, dangling components and beads. And let's talk about that.
Okay. Well, you can create some really fascinating little elements just with some wire, a hammer, and a little block.
And you can see it right here on that necklace, how pretty that is. And that's what we're going to work on right now.
Well, you're going to start with a neck wire. This is made out of 16 gauge wire. It has some nice rigidity to it, so it holds its shape. And then we got some really thick 10 gauge wire that when you forge it out, and we're going to be doing forging today, you could get some interesting shapes that way, and then string them on the wire.
Absolutely.
So I've done some pre-shapes here, and how that's done is you take a length of 10 gauge, however long you want it, and you're going to alternate flat areas. You want to use a polished steel block to do this on, and a polished forging hammer. These ends are highly polished, but there's a flat one and a round one. You start with the round one, and that causes it to spread out.
Okay.
You go with light taps towards the center of the wire, and heavier taps towards the end, because that'll spread the ends out.
So that's why you use the round.
Right. And once you get to a thickness that you like, you can turn it over and use the flat side of the hammer, and it kind of flattens it out.
So that particular hammer is the one that you definitely recommend to do this with?
The forging hammer?
Yeah, the forging hammer.
Definitely. You let the different ends give you a lot more you can do.
Different opportunities than just a regular hammer that you find in your toolbox.
Right. And what I've done is I've alternated it. One side's flat this way, the other side's flat the other way.
And why are you using that metal block?
Metal block, if I do this on wood, it's just going to dent the wood and not spread the metal. So.
You want to do the one creating.
Right, exactly. And you just keep working the wire until it gets to the basic shape that you want. And when you get to this size, this right here is kind of roughed out. And what you can do is take an 8-inch hand file and really kind of smooth it out and shape it. If you don't want sharp corners, you can round those off.
That's pretty.
Yeah, when this is all done and polished, it'll have some really nice facets that really reflect the light.
I just love that you can really create the shape as much as you want or as little as you want, depending on how much you...
You're in complete control, you know. It's your design, and you can make it fit to however you like it. And so once you have it shaped, filing is more for shaping.
Right.
You can start sanding, and I usually start with a 320 grit. It goes faster.
Okay.
It's a little harder to hold on to here.
And is that to give it the high polish finish?
Exactly. Now this is kind of the finishing stage of it. And you have to go through a successive progression of sanding grits. If you just start with like a real fine 600 or so, it just takes so much longer to do.
Absolutely.
So we'll go there, and then, finish up with something like a 600.
That really gives it that nice smoothness.
Exactly.
Especially since you're wearing something. You want it to be nice and smooth and soft and
Exactly.
not have any edges to it.
Now, one easy way to get to really high polish is using these Radial Bristle discs. These is a rubber, actually, that's impregnated with a abrasive compound.
Wow.
This blue one here is a 400 grit. And they work really well, especially in a flex shaft. Just put that in there.
And a drill?
This is a flex shaft, kind of like a drill.
Okay.
A handpiece, this is a Jacob's chuck, which is like a regular house drill. And you can fit any kind of bit in there.
Okay.
It's operated with a foot pedal, so you have a variable speed from real slow to really fast. So it makes it really easy to do. And with a really light pressure, you can see that it's starting to smooth it out. This takes a little bit of time, so you kind of have to, be a little patient. But by doing that, This is how you really polish that metal.
Yeah, that gets it to that grade that you want.
Right.
Which is really terrific.
And you go through, just like sandpaper, you start with like 400 and finish with a light green, which is a polish.
And when would you put the hole in it?
The hole in it? That's really up to you. You can either do it before you start finishing,
okay,
or you can do it at the end.
Okay, so to put that second one in, that's just giving you another different finish.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so, perfect. Well, let's take a look at some of the pieces that you brought with you.
Okay.
We saw the one, this is the one that we're working on right here. But what I love is that you can take this kind of technique and you can move it over from silver pieces, and I like that you've added even some glass with it. Lots of color and fun. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.